So for step 28, front damper 3, well, we're going to essentially just put this shock together with the spring, which is the longer spring, and then we've got X7 or X6. I'm going to use X7, so basically I'm using the one that will create the most tension both front and rear, and if I need to, I can adjust at a later date. Now you will notice that in the rear shocks, we put one of these ball collars on the top, and the other one just popped into a ball connector. Well, for the front, they're going to be screwed in, so both the top and the bottom require these ball collars. So we'll attach those and the spring, and of course there's our parts. So we'll start putting this together. So first of all, let's put the shock together. So we know that we need the tensioner up at the top. We've got our spring that needs to go on, and I'll pull this back so that we can slide this piece on over top. So you can see how that's going to fit on the bottom, and there we go. So that is our front shock. Now this does feel pretty stiff, so I may end up adjusting the tensioner and putting in the thinner one so that it's not quite so stiff. But as I said, we're going to try this first for now. It actually feels really firm, but we'll see how it works. And then the last thing is we have these ball collars that have to go in. So again, you just have to be careful when you're using the pliers, because you've got to basically make sure that it's only touching the end when you pop it in. That one seems to be having more difficulty. Let's try that again. Whoops. As it goes flying off. Make sure. Well, I had this worked out before, so what's the difference? Let's try this again. I just popped it right through. Let's try this again. There we go. So there's one of them in place, and now we'll do the same thing for the other side. So again, and I guess so you can see what I'm doing, if I've got the one plier end on the end of the metal, you got to make sure that this end is out of the way when you push this in. But for some reason, it's not quite as easy as the other side was. So let's try this again. There we go. So now it's in place. So both are ready to be installed. So that is essentially step 28, nothing more to it. So with 28 finished, we can move on to step 29, and now we'll install that shock onto the front suspension.